Hey everybody, Scott Burnett here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video, and I appreciate you viewing in today. We had a couple rainy days, so I'm here in the office and we're going to do a little network upgrade today. So I purchased a Google Wi-Fi mesh Wi-Fi router system. Links will be in the description. Got a really good deal on it. This is not the latest and greatest thing out there, but it's be a whole better than what I got. So right now I have a Netgear business router up here that does N900. This does AC 1200, and I'll put descriptions on all that down in the description. So what I have my NAS, UPS, switches, and all this in this cabinet. It's a mess right now, or I would show it to you. But this router is linked to a router downstairs. So I have a split level house, and I have an Ethernet cable running down through to the downstairs, and I have another router downstairs that I'm using in AP mode, which is access point. Well, I got pretty good coverage, but if I get out in the backyard around working in the yard or something, my phone just completely loses it. I have it just to the outside of the door for some reason. So, and these things are getting some age on them, and we need something that's stable, fast, and allows me and my wife we both work from home, so it allows us to do our Teams meetings and all the other stuff that we do. So I'm going to open up the Google Home app on my iPad and I'll show you what we got. These things are pretty easy to set up. I've set up 3 systems in 3 houses so far, and they work really well. And another thing with cybersecurity the way it is right now, and everybody getting hacked and everybody losing data and ransomware and whatnot, I'm hoping this will help me out a little bit on that too. I haven't been hit yet, but knock on wood. But let me show you what we got here. Okay, in the box we have, and these are the Wi-Fi pucks. They actually have Ethernet modules in them, so you can see, and a power adapter. So these allow you to have one as a router, and the other 2 will be access points, and they signal each other, and they move the Ethernet back and forth between the 3, so you have a full signal wherever you're at. And they're pretty smart. They have a lot of smart setup on them and everything. But each one of them have 2 hardwired Ethernet ports on them, in case you have a device that's not on Wi-Fi that has a hardwired Ethernet port. So we got 3 of those. And any one of the 3 can be the router, which is pretty neat. Nothing in that. Got a little get started book. And all you have to do is plug in the first Wi-Fi point, go to the Google Home app, and then from the Google Home app, you set up the devices, and you'll set up your SSID, which is your Wi-Fi name, your password, and any other kind of access that you need. So it's pretty easy. It's got some regulatory stuff and safety, which I don't know how dangerous these things can be. Over here, then we got 3 little wall warts that have a little power plug on them. All 3 are the same. And we have a flat Ethernet cable, RJ45. It's probably a 6 foot. Strange. And that's it for what's in the box. So let's, I'm gonna go ahead and plug the first one up, and I'll open up the Google Home. Let me pull up here. I'll go ahead and plug the first one up to my cable modem, and I'll go ahead and do a speed test right now. I'll show you what we got, and I probably need to do it throughout the house. Yeah, let me do that. I'll do it in 3 different places in the house. I'll do 2 upstairs, 1 downstairs, and show you what kind of speeds I'm getting. And when we get all this set up, I'll do the same thing. So y'all stay with me. All right, so got the first cable plugged up to my cable modem, got the power hooked up to my UPS. So we're going to take the first one here, and I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen here on the iPad, and I'll show you what we're doing. Move this over. Let's see, where's my screen share at? Right there. So once I get them all set up, I'll put them in little things and put them where they need to be and all. So I'm recording my screen. Come over here, and it doesn't matter, I don't think, which one of these you hook up to. No, it does. So it's got the Ethernet diagram right here. I'll take a picture of this, and then it's got internet right here. Thought I remembered that from the last one that I set up. So they're lighting up, so it'll go from a blue, and then once it's set up and all the firmware is updated and everything, it'll go to a white, if I remember correctly. So I'm recording my screen here. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna set up a new device. I'm gonna set up Google Wi-Fi in our house. And now it's looking for devices. So it's got this goofy little screen that pulls up. And it'll start looking for a device. And hopefully it'll find it. Okay, so it's got a thing called B9 setup B930. That's its default SSID. Okay. So it wants to scan it. So these things have a QR code on the back of them, so we'll do that. If I can find the... Okay, it scanned it. And it's still blue. It's got the blue rings here. It connected, now it's checking the internet connection. And what it'll do, it'll, once it does hook up, Lord willing it does hook up, it'll go through and it'll update all the software, and you can go and set up all your settings and all that other stuff. I'll zip you through this so you don't have to do it, but it doesn't take but just a few minutes normally. Okay, so everything hooked up. So I'm gonna come in here and give it a name, and you can create a password, which I'm not gonna show you. Okay, so once you get that set up, it's going to look for an update for the firmware on it, because all these devices have a firmware or software that does all the internal workings of the machine or of the device. So once all the settings take, it'll connect to everything. It'll connect the iPad to the Wi-Fi. Every now and again, you might have to restart your cable modem, and it'll go through all your settings to do that. It'll tell you how long to do it and everything, so you can get a fresh IP address and connect everything fresh. So it looks like it's connecting up here, and it's white. So So what we'll do with the other port, we'll hook it to my network switch, and it'll allow me to have my NAS and any of the other hardwired connections like my work computer, Tanya's, anything I got here connected to the hardwired. And this will just be like the normal router. Okay, it says connected. And now it says setting up multiple devices. Looks like you have a 3-pack, so they know what I got for some reason. These things are a little smart every once in a while. So what I'll do, I'll go yes. All right, now it says place your next Wi-Fi point. So what I'm thinking about doing is having one here, one in the living room, because we're all the time sitting there on our laptops and we have devices that are streaming TV or streaming our TV services. So I'm gonna put one in the living room, and then I'll put one downstairs, and we'll see what we get. So y'all hang with me. Okay, so here I am in the living room, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set this. I don't know if it's gonna go in here or just on the corner right here. It doesn't look too bad right there. So I don't need an Ethernet connection here, unless I've got one going from here to the TV where I have the Roku and all that stuff. So what I'm gonna do, let me go ahead and record my screen here. And I'm recording. So it says place my next Wi-Fi point. So I'm gonna do it right here. I'm gonna plug it up. It says plug it up and let it fully come on. And it's already blue. And I'll probably have to scan the QR code, so I'll have to pull my camera up. And my iPad's already on the Wi-Fi that I set up in the office, so. Okay, now I'm looking for devices. And it'll do that funny little screen again. It'll do a scan. I probably didn't wait long enough for it to find it. Try again. Last time I had to scan it, so we'll see. Okay, it's blinking faster down here, so. Okay, so it found the device, and it says preparing mesh, and y'all see that on the screen I'm recording. So what it's doing, this Wi-Fi puck or access point will talk to the main one in the office. And then when we go downstairs, it'll talk, all three of them will talk together then, hopefully. So, but I have set up to 5 of them on one system before, and pretty good. And I'm not going for the latest and greatest here, it's fast, stable, and that's just fine. So it'll take just a minute to do this. Okay, so it's wanting me to scan the QR code. And find my camera. Find the code. There we go. Took me a minute. And now it's going to connect to Wi-Fi. So now it's talking back and forth with the main one, and it says connected. So it's going to ask me, where is this device? And I'm going to say living room. And now it's turning on the mesh. Checking for update. Now it's adding the Wi-Fi point to my mesh. And it takes just a minute to do this. And while it's doing that, I'm going to pull my phone out and hook it up. It's the Apple ecosystem, it's already on there. So it's I didn't do anything. It just went ahead and set itself up. So if I do a speed test now, and it's still doing a setup in here, so it's probably bouncing between channels. We'll let it get done before I do that. And what's cool about this system, no matter where you are in the world, if you can get to your Gmail account or your Google account, you can administer this. And it's best to have two-factor authentication set up on this too, so you know you're secure. Okay, so now when you get that done, it'll say place your next Wi-Fi point. So it knows I have 3 of them, so I will take off downstairs and do that now. Okay, so I'm downstairs in our little TV area down here with the oldest flat screen known to man, but it still works. So I'm gonna plug this in. And I'm recording my screen on the iPad. And we'll plug in this one. This is the third one. And I bet y'all can't see me here. Let me turn the lights on. It's plugged in. It says wait for 45 seconds. And I'll probably have to scan it. If it finds it, I'll have to scan the QR code again. So we'll just give it a few seconds and see what it does. All right, now I'm looking for devices. Hopefully I didn't jump the gun on it. And it found it. Good deal. Now it's preparing the mesh, and that generally takes about a minute. So I believe it found it, but it's wanting me to scan the QR code. Where's the camera at? There it is. There it is. And I want to join. And after it's all set up and done and everything, I'll go through and neaten up all the cables so you can't see anything. And okay, where is the device? I'm gonna say basement. Now it's turning on the mesh, and you get that little screen again. What's cool about it, if you need 4 devices, 5, 6, whatever, I don't know what the limit is on this, but to get coverage, and what you can do, if you have an outlet somewhere where you're not getting coverage, you can move it over to that and get coverage. I mean, or add a second one. So, and you know, they are $69 to $99 a piece, I think. For the Nest Wi-Fi, they're $129, $149, I think. It is expensive, but it's something you're going to use every day and you're going to use for years, though, until they're obsolete. It's a pretty good deal. What I like about them, you can move them throughout the house. You can take your phone or computer around and figure out where you're missing coverage. That's what we do at work. You know, the networking guys walk around and do surveys to where to put access points. So now it's waiting for the final bits. And what's cool about this deal too, it'll automatically do firmware updates and everything, so you don't have to. So it keeps itself updated, and from what I've seen. Okay, now it will test the mesh connection between the Wi-Fi points, and hopefully where I've got them set, it'll be okay. But it's actually running data packets between the 3 now. And it could possibly come back and tell me that one of mine is not good enough where it's at. I may need to move it, so we'll see. All right, it says test complete. Your mesh connection is good. So I got a good connection in the basement. I have a great connection in the living room. And the office is going to have a great connection because it's hardwired, so. All right. I don't want to get emails from all this, you know, about hardware products and related services. And now it's going to check for update. So the Wi-Fi is going to power off and restart. May lose connection in just a second. Gretchen didn't like that at all. And now it's restarting. So that's what it's like having a 90-pound Chihuahua in the house. So what it did, it updated the Wi-Fi. Now it's restarting. or the access points. Okay, so now it's restarting. Keeps saying almost done. What you doing, G? I don't know if y'all can see her, that's scratching. I know it. I know it, you're a dumb dog. Okay, we're wide on the access point. It's still not all back up yet. Been about 2 minutes. All right, so that everything's complete. Setup worked great. Everything's up to date, the whole bit. So, and in the house, I'll show you some screenshots of the speed test. So we're getting 15, 20 megs higher on the download all the way through the house. Even downstairs, it's getting better than it was. I may hardwire the one downstairs like I had before just to get it up higher, because the new puck ought to go to at least 200 to the internet. Ought to be gigabit throughout the house now. So anyway, took about 30 minutes altogether, and that's setting up the camera and everything. I could probably done it in 15 if I'd really sped through it. But anyway, if you got any questions, leave them down there for me. Be glad to answer. I answer all the questions, you know, even the goofy ones. So I paid $169 for the 3-pack. Got it at Best Buy. And so far, we've been running for about an hour now, and so I'll give an update on it, how we like it and everything, but considering all the other ones I've set up, it's been good. So anyway, if y'all like this video, give me a thumbs up, hit that little subscribe button, hit that bell to be notified when I put out another video. And I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope everybody's having a good day. And until the next video, thanks for watching.